Me and Mama Jalo Studio DJ. Based on this program, The Hot Seats. This program they come to you every Wednesday now at 8 o'clock. While people get that down. First they come to you at 10 o'clock. And this is a live program every 8 o'clock on Wednesday and a repeat on Saturday at 3 p.m. So make sure you be part of it. Yourself can be, part of the show by sending your message through the Facebook page. And if you listen to it on radio, well, so today we can talk about the president's speech recently in the parliament, and we get two people right here we can talk about that. We don't waste no time. The person right there go into, well, then go introduce themselves. First to my brother on the right. Say hi to viewers and listeners, boss.
Fambolem, una good evening. Mina Solomon Sundu, the civil rights activist, human rights defender, as you all know me, and the founder for Bianchi Foundation, Leone.
Thank you, Solomon. Yes, me.
Yeah, Salon people, una good evening. The name is Marcos Bangura, the Executive Director, Citizens Forum for Democratic Accountability.
All right. So I will start with Solomon. He done me right. Recently, we'll see outside the president going to parliament and talk about a lot of things. And well, not the first time they saw president and they come, then they go, come, then. Saying it is one thing, practically for the people see him is another thing. So from the civil society point of view, now you take about maybe a few highlights of what you remember what the president talk about. What do you take?
Yeah, thank you, Brother Bass. Say, just like what you say, presidents, when the kingdom elect them after elections, we can get them session in the, and this now the sixth parliament of, the sixth parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone, or this, when the president get his second session.
Yeah.
And a go for go give an address for tell the people and say, for example, we parliamentarians the way we don't elect. We developmental partners, the civil space, the civil society, journalists, we would propel the message. You get the other donors, everybody be there that host the government officials. So go listen to waiting the president, we don't talk say, he go do. If we take from a manifesto promise, which we don't talk, for example, like we they do in 2023 campaign for meetup 2024 now, they talk about in 5 big change. And if we don't talk about them 5 big change, and they get to go explain to the elected members of parliament and the citizens as to how it go do them kind of thing, and that day it go do them. It starts by telling us, the citizens, that without peace, no country no go develop na the world. And all in developmental strive and the way we country don't they take over the years. If you talk about the educational system, you talk about the radical inclusion into the educational system, you talk about the infrastructural development like health system, would you see hospital now way at least they don't rehabilitate or they don't build new one or construct new one. Then you talk about the farming. Way a one for say let salon begin feed himself because we don't do one before, but we don't abandon them thing and they say make we all learn to and they with 2 arms. But we're not able for achieve them thing and they if we're not in peace. You and me no say salon after elections. Me and you for the think about waiting development. But we all know say over the years we election don't turn some kind way. Ala the day under we about August 10 and the like. We about fail coup. Just recently now we see they don't pass sentence on treason and the court martials. So we say we're not going to live in that kind of atmosphere and in fear, threats. We all need to come together. BU, SLPP, APC. Let we take the issues for being national issues. And the opposition, we then now the major one they already talk about like the APC, let himself look at development and look as to how they can constructively criticize the government in power. That is the SLPP way they in a governance. So all of them things and they not go able for happen if we all not unite and we talk about the national cohesion. But when you talk about the peace, one thing the way me look at, they talk about peace, we say justice no day.
All right.
Than a one fundamental thing perhaps will cancel dandy. So in all of this, me go say, let there be justice. Justice in all social aspects. The citizens and they need light. That is energy. Citizens they need food on the table at least 3 times for day.
Yeah.
But let the atmosphere open. The citizens need good roads for link we up to the other areas. Citizens need good pipe-borne water. Imagine over 63 good years independence, we are still yearning for pipe-borne waters.
Yeah.
We don't have it. We dey talk about Salone don't be the atom of Africa today, Saudi, like creep for education. We health system. Me and you, we don't know, say people they come up from Guinea. We will born up country like NDMC, them at Benson, and they can't they. But all and they don't they phase out. We need them sitting in as citizens.
So presently, is that like what they talk? So what are the status of the the health cell like the president we even talk about?
Well,
so
you see where again a parliament say over the years WHO we partners into health. They don't able for help we follow. We get so many health structures them. When you talk about the Lumley, they refer within a Lumley. We all see that this being said the opener. We don't see our cottage. Traditionally how it be day. Not to say day again. Me don't go connaught. My own person be admits na connaught. When I go there, the way they do, I don't see. Not change it
for
to
the service.
Well.
Because forget infrastructure is one thing.
Yes.
For the people able to afford the service, one of the problems.
Well, I tell you say.
And we still get way Leone and still they die, which I mean for go born.
Yes.
And still they die under 5, which is still
yes.
the
But it don't reduce. Now that the presidency. Not to say that they happen. They happen, but it don't reduce. So what would they say? We need more improvement in the sector than they. Not so for we say we don't they do there this percentage. We need now say that we cross 70%, right? So that we picking and nobody die like we yourself they say. We belly woman and nobody die because I look at one village where be there on the social media for let them pull up person for make it count at this 21st century put on an hand mark. It be hard trending for me. So we need the inside and the for say the inside and the for develop. So for me, if they ask me about the president's intake,
so now, that side in the security and the health
so many things in there, but when
which one there?
Well,
highlights you get the chance to
yes.
do that.
So now they talk again about economic growth. You say the internal policy system we don't do. For example, the mining sector. We talk about 0.1% in the mining sector. Now get 1.1 in any case. If Nadande don't happen since they discovered diamond and Salone, and like we don't land come on a corner, I think say another for don't be paradise steady for getting kind percentage. Now don't talk about the million phone.
The president talk about job creation. How much you don't? I mean, job done there for young people.
He talk say inside that in manifesto we see they talk about say 5,000 or 500,000 job. Now they in the way for me
500,000
jobs.
Not the government.
No, now ain't say they will create.
Okay.
I just want for the premise. What he say they will do. So in that sector.
So for how many thousand you think?
Well, when that statistic now will be one for a GUI. Like we be saying at Parliament. Now you don't say but say they don't employ more than 5. They don't give PIN codes, right? If I take note, it's a 5,000 PIN codes to nurses. That's me you knocking dinner. So the boku nurses be dey over the years not be get PIN code, they don't get them. Teachers.
So you want to employ 5,000 nurses?
Well, when you give somebody PIN code, it means they don't enroll them, you don't include them into the system. We instead with the derive benefits and salary. You talk about the teachers, we instead it don't improve vast number of the PIN code. So they say, well, I cannot give you head off. But it talk of all the area and the way it don't improve in health.
Okay, quickly before we come to Brother Marcos, one main thing again we talk about with food security. So you're understanding how much we don't go far on feeding ourselves.
Thank you.
Or producing our own food.
Brother Base, I can always say me and you are not so today on the inside this business for advocates for mess alone go rise from the slumber. Blessed memory, my colleague Mohamed Gajigo, where you know, we start agricultural business in this country for years. We pack a back camp, we all come. It's a make we help for farming. You be know that project.
So
presently, when the footing, Salone they spend 250 million on imported food. Now, when they talk about onion, right? We don't begin to produce onion now. We don't see now, no matter how you look at them, they not to say the importation they go don't know, but it don't decrease because we save don't.
What about rice? When are we?
The rice now they we for day now, and now they roadmaps and the president for tell we how if one for make Salone people are able to feed themselves. Pakababi don't talk this. They say. Make Salone people and go back to farming. But how we for going to farming?
So the president not mentioned how we able
well,
achieve that goal.
We talk about the private sector, but you cannot go into the private scheme when the finance family not so cheap thing.
Okay.
Let nobody not tell you
So
that
the money
like
no dey?
so for me, well, and so don't they get promises and we don't they come, you understand? Let we hope and pray that the finance system where other partners that don't say they
Alright.
go involved, let the money then come so that
I'm afraid you talk about promises, making say a promise is a comfort to a fool. So I'm not going to take promise again.
well, no, we don't dwell on them. We still work. Now make it talk about internal revenue collection.
Alright.
How we for able drove policies, we for make we boost with internal revenue. And I know the sweetest thing.
So let them take promises.
Yes,
Mr.
thank
Marcos,
you.
you watch the president in speech now.
Yes.
Parliament. What did he take?
The
which is some of
president,
the issues?
in theory,
Yeah.
he deliver a very good speech.
Okay.
We get a challenge as to whether most of what he say, we go put it into practice.
All right.
Because it is only when speeches and resolutions are transformed into practical things that it can become a reality for the general good of all. The president enforced part one because the whole speech divided into various parts. Part one, they talk about the introductory statement of the president. The president, in that speech, give, in the first place, a lot of praises to Parliament, existing parliaments. They give praises to the international community for the peace.
Okay.
There are also the citizens of Sierra Leone, as well as the security sector.
All right.
He praised them all. He also bring the issue of politics, say, we not for focus so much on politics. It bring a dichotomy between politics and governance.
All right.
Right? He say, they intertwine. He say, but they are different. Understand? We he end up for talk say like a dance of democracy, politics like a dance of democracy, and that just remind me for make a look at the whole issue about the crisis in Sierra Leone, because except to that blind or reluctant to accept the facts, but there has been a crisis, even in the area where the president talk about governance. Say we for focus now on governance than we engage in politics. They say the politics don't pass.
Okay.
So if we focus on that, yes, that is fact. But again, we for able to prevent the circumstances where they lead to the issues and the way people for divert their attention.
All
because if you look at the past elections, most of waiting we experience as a result all peg on the 2023 elections, right?
Okay.
So as a result of that, then Turkey has to them very good. But not only, you can't just say history, now a lab, a laboratory.
Okay.
You put animal, you dissect them. You understand? You see in various parts and all that. Now the story of the past compared to the present for the benefit of the future. Because you don't ever determine the future if you not reflect the past. So as a result of that, he mentioned that, he talked about the peace, now the country that will focus on peace, and that will try for make Salone be part of the 10th, peaceful countries of the world. Yes, again, we get for look at them in that situation, whether we are some been there prior to this time. You understand? We now the fight for day within or create that impact day. We've been there before, right? That's a big question we need to ask. It go to the extent for talk say an hungry man is an angry man. And when you say an hungry man is an angry man, you go to the extent for say it can lead to it threaten security, national security. It threaten that the peace na society, which is true. That reminds me of the little issues that we don't take place that's alone, right? If you look at the August 10, understand, which will be the focus of the August 10, right? Two people can go out and demonstrate. You get cost of living.
Okay.
And when you talk about cost of living, then it reflects on the president in his statement, you understand, where he say, an hungry man is an angry man. Because once it was about cost of living, right, irrespective of whatever they did within. But we know, say, at that time, cost of living, the paramount. Also, you get this slogan, the ground dry, you understand? So all these things put together, right, it resonates. So the president in talk say, an hungry man is an angry man. We mean say, there is a need for a new page, for us on a new page, so that you not go make certain people become so aggravated to a situation that they can't control their emotions and all that. Because this is like testimony, you understand? The president, a lot of his statements like testimony way, I feel say we for take into consideration. The president talk about, for example, Sierra Leone in the United Nations Security Council, right? The president give all the praises to himself as to Sierra Leone being part of the Security Council. We me challenge, you understand, because of the fact that I read diplomacy, international relations, and I know what that means.
Yeah.
When you talk about the Security Council, it's made up of permanent members and non-permanent members. And the non-permanent members, we Salundi, right, is rotational. Guinea, Bidede, you understand, Angola, Binondide. You can start in countries. So it's rotational. As far as now, una then choose for the Security Council, it's rotational.
But Peggy, you know, just rotational by waiting. You go into elections, they vote, if you are right of the...
That's my area.
Okay, good.
You don't understand what I mean?
No.
What I try to say, it is rotational.
Just for the public to understand how
it is
rotational it is.
I teach it at college.
Country by country.
Yes, after country, yes.
So it's rotational. There are selected countries. When the term reach, you understand it? Now just protocol, now bargaining and all that, you understand? Then you get a lot of, and most times, strong countries that they under non-permanent members, where to go. They get strong countries, we get philosophies, we get a kind of ideology, very strong ideology.
Because I get a table here where May 2024 now be Mozambique, June 2024 Republic of Korea, July 2024 Russian Federation, August 2024 Sierra Leone,
and these
September
are all
2024 will be Slovenia.
No, they are not all big countries.
No, not old.
You get, for example, when you talk,
Russia is a big country.
I'm going to chance for talk. We can't follow educate the people then.
Yeah, but I make a pick you on that side so that we educate them more.
That's about that side. You
All
can't
right,
make me understand.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's never.
Go
understand?
Ahead.
Now, right, you get them countries then you get permanent members of the Security Council. Understand? And it is not because, it is when the period reach for certain countries for become, you understand, non-permanent members, they become non-permanent members, you understand? They're looking at, now, these permanent members, non-permanent members, right? Now, among them, they choose the president for the Security Council, we also rotational, right? Rotational in the sense that all permanent members we did it. That's why it is now 1 month. Like we president in presidency in the Security Council, it's 1 month. Understand?
Okay. Now you mentioned something earlier on about the president mentions an angry man is hungry man.
Yes,
Again,
hungry
to me, I'm going to think about food. Ask Sundu about Andy. So far, what do you think about the president inside Big Five changes? Then we talk about food. Which stage you think so done the reach now for achieving that?
It was a very good initiative by the president, right, for come out with food security. Because with food security, we they get the provision, right, of actually the production of large quantity of foodstuffs. And when that's available, the president say, even the increase in the prices of goods.
But physically, we don't understand because we worry about Tamabon, but
yes, that's at the kind of side. You understand? I just what you say, right? And then just I don't want to philosophize. That's just take what you say. Understand? So like with that, these efforts have been made, but to a very large extent, practically we know this year.
Okay.
And it is not new. In 2018, right? So we get that talk. We will be considered demonstration farms. We president advice say it is good for make every minister get a farm, understand? A lot of people make claims. It was not practical.
Okay.
A lot of people make claims say they get farms.
Right.
That make me call on demonstration farms, understand? Now, the president, they still insist. It is in the right direction, understand? And for insist, say we forget, we for embark upon that. So the president, he mentioned a lot of things in terms of machineries that have been created. They don't talk with international partners. It has been launched and all that. But in practical life, you understand, we have not seen them. You understand? It is not part of an achievement. You understand? Because if you look at the president, that's why the speech will end with, after the second part 2, you understand? The two will end with as if these things have been achieved. They have not yet been achieved. For make a proposal, say that this we for do international partners, when I get workshops, when I discuss, when I agree say that this thing for go is not an achievement until they actualize them. We look forward for see that being actualized because it will be good for the country. Okay, let's just watch this video quick. My producer Opse go bring this video where the president will be talking at Parliament. This is the first part of it. Just watch this quick, then we'll come back and get on a comment. Stay tuned.
It's the usual symphony, no matter how loud. Only that this time, he's facing the constituency of representatives with a scorecard of self-assessment while laying out plans for what is to come in the second term of his governance. This is the second state opening of the 6th Parliament in the Second Republic under the Bio-led administration, following Julius Bio's controversial victory in the 2023 presidential elections.
Bio Julius Mada, having polled 1,566,932 of the valid vote cast, representing 56.17%.
In just few days to the state opening today, the parliamentary clerk, Honorable Parliamentary, was reinstated after being suspended on allegations of corruption. Details of the investigation in his case are still unknown. Unlike the first state opening, when the Honorable Mohamed Bangura was the only man representing the main opposition APC after his party comrades had boycotted over what they described as electoral irregularities. This time, they were 54 in number. But even they are intra-divided. The plans are even loftier this time, amid soaring economic crisis. Although the government argues that the wind of hardship seems to be blowing not only in Sierra Leone, but everywhere else.
The plan serves as a comprehensive blueprint of transformative acceleration in critical areas such as food security, human capital development, and job creation. It guides our journey towards sustainable development and the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by 2030.
Outgone Speaker, Honorable Dr. Abbas Bundu, despite efforts, couldn't achieve his dream of constructing office spaces for MPs. For the first time, Sierra Leone's parliamentary conglomeration features not only MPs, but 14 paramount chiefs. Bill has renewed his commitment to continue serving as a leader of the Republic. As to if he will deliver on these plans, is left for time to reveal. Victor Jones, AYV News, Freetown.
Family, welcome back. This is a hot seat on AYV Radio, 101.7 FM, AYV TV, channel 33, and online on www.ayvnews.com. Between at the studio, we get Brother Marcos, also get Brother Sundu, and then the representative society is right there looking to. Now, Sundu, again, the president mentioned about transformation, food security. I'll be asking you around about human capital development, job creation, and health. What's your take on them, all these things? Because like how Brother Marcos say, well, talk is one thing, but practically, with the students here, would they feel them?
Well, make I just start like we you the president begin to tell the parliamentarians and thank you for all the bills and for them pass. I will start by the Jewy bill. We see on this parliament, my brother Marcos.
Which bill?
Jewy bill. That is 30% quota what they talk about for female or women representation in parliament.
Yeah.
Then I also know nothing for height. Near you to see them. They don't pass. You look at the parliament city for the force. You see the parliament gather kind, 30, even if you check the percentage, we just round up saying 30%. You go to the, young men, we talk about human capacity building. You go into politics today, you talk about the ministers, you talk about some directors, they are young people, right? This nothing the way is visible. And me and Marcos Nayad on the yarn say young people should be in position. This family where they talk about.
They talk for Marcos, so you want to bring inside.
Well, I did go and say now we advocate someone day. And if it happen, if it happen, so if it happen, we for achieve them. If now we the advocate. Now we say one good road. If it happen, we talk about them. Now we be the call to get free quality education.
You mentioned about the bill. So what about the finance bill? Some time ago, we don't see them bring other while and other part of the Kenya. But here you don't pass, then people they feel the heats of goods and services now. We say it tell them thank you for the bills.
Well, them bills and they now make when the parliamentarians say often where we can see we put all the blame to the executive and not collect for look at that way they right. We get the arms of government. You get the executive, the legislative, the judiciary, and the fourth estate. For what me know, when the executive don't bring out proposal to honor the parliamentarians, now we for look at them. Now they don't wait and then either say we not agree, but if they all pass that bill, right?
You think that the parliamentarians, and maybe we'll spend time for them, they think say then decisions that parliament they represent the people ways, some of them not even go back to the constituency or then people even the pattern of election self that then party them put them there.
I want to agree with you to a certain extent, right? That the parliamentarians then their role now for let them represent you well, let them pass good law, like way the president tell and thank you for good laws the way them pass, but they want the way na the bad one there. Now they me and you as citizens, we were advocates. Now that side for the look at. Like whether finance bill be the pass. Beaucoup things be the way beaucoup civil society like ban they come out. I can always measure colleagues because now we they have now we they say we get this, we get this. So for me, I'm not gonna say there are certain area of the bill, like for example, we talk about this GST on all goods and services, right? The percentage. Nothing way not them pass on a parliament, and you look at again the same way they make this threshold of for the layman at Sierra Leone, we they say from they be at 100 million, but it can't reach. They say forget below or 200 billion. How many Salomon will raise that kind of money? They will raise against them, right? So these are the issues. Usa we talk it happen, let we talk say it happen. Usa we talk happen, now they will only raise voice and put we concern. Let's go back to the feed salon issues. For me, we get so many Arabia lands, we get Boli lands, right? What's in this country here for do if the machine is because as I tell you, agriculture not to cheap business. Mechanized farming, they go with machineries. You talk about tractors, you talk about combined harvesters, you talk about training in the all. They don't do so many workshops. We don't see them. Now, not a workshop we need. Now, practical aspects we need. How then they for become visible, right? For make we begin produce.
Happen to you?
So for me, no, Adika, we don't really say rice, they don't do that tomorrow, right? But we not seeing it yet. It's yes to happen.
So it's not visible.
So what do we say now? If the president don't make us in priority for feed Sierra Leone, this not a project they could be education. Education we are not there yet, but we don't see we don't go before. So the feed Sierra Leone, I believe say if all hands on deck, would they give farm tool? The farmers they will forget the money. And for me, make I use this opportunity. We don't dey inside before. We get areas then in this country where if you talk about the east, we good for produce cacao, other crops them. You come to the south as well. You come to the north, you get bony lands. Even though the south, like Tomoabo, Bondapi, this is not the area that in those days will be there. You see, big rice farm they come out. Now you come to the north, you get other bony lands same. All the areas that we needed to call irrigations because certain rest, for example, like Nerika rice, you get Nerika 1, you get 2, you get 3. Then rest of the day we suppose for the produce because when you talk about feed Sierra Leone, then rest of the day we suppose for the producer after every 3 months. You understand? You know for me now one off something. So you forgetting kind of seed.
But there was a time when we get Professor Monty Jones, so I believe maybe now a late man now.
Oh yes, that
so now. With idea and all, but also I go waiting come out of it.
Well, that rest they thank God now under this bio administration, the seed where will be to go for out there where you don't get so much anti-corruption business, then Dr. Ari will be all late, we don't go, you understand? But now we own seed now we fit we own ecology, right?
They're not making plan there.
Well, I make the president talk about feed salon. So now me and you now, as possible go see and can talk. It left so we now let the go do then work then and that's some of we get for him back on for go watch and can tell the public say what's in the president say he go do. This not the Tomoabo farm. This not the Bondapi farm. This not the people that we don't benefit from this because as he say money day for farmers them. That's not the other area. If they don't put money in then community banks, remember say if we don't count with them banks and they then small chiefdom. If money money don't dey for farmers. Let the actual beneficiary then get some. Let it not be by choosing because this do for SLPP or this now or this. No, let it be for farmers.
All right.
Farmer cuts across.
Okay, one question quick before I can. Job creation very important.
Sure.
Wouldn't you think about that? Because if you look, the minimum wage now is about, is it? Someone they get 500, 600, 700, way a bag of rice, therefore, no able plant, don't even pass 1 million. Maybe they buy a half bag about 500 ago last month. I go now this month and about 600. So the full bag now about 1.2. So job creation and you get to do minimum wage.
I think say that's me baby. Me where they talk now about salary harmonization. You where they follow me. Now that's me. Me baby na for every salon man. Let we get that salary harmonization.
So how can it go happen? Because talking
well now we don't see like they talk about internal policies. You know now they don't set wages and salary commissions. It means that make they talk say we the advocates, let they pay attention. Anything they talk where they happen, let we say they follow them. Yeah. Now the cadre, for example. If me and you now get the same qualification, we go on a job with the same degree, same qualification, but because of your connection or appointment, the same kid that you get money pass me down there. So then say now you don't see what they talk about the justice. So you get for make sure say let everybody feel assured. Then if we talk about the minimum wage, now you go to the Indian shops because or most of them security companies based on the money where they give them, let's say not for pay that minimum wage at 800 leons. It's small. Me just buy rest 1 point something based on the quality. It's not to go inside. So for me, let the practical thing be done.
So with all the farming know down the area about people getting farms, we're not able to produce some amounts we go even maybe serve the police or the military?
Well, that's not the other area, DJ, based way you bring can with the government for listen. We are not in war now.
But they are expert then for no person.
No, yeah, but sometimes we need for the calling attention. That's why I'm saying for us advocates, if we're advocating, let's hit the nail where the nail is supposed to be hit. Now, that's how we talk. Ministry, we are not in war. They need to produce their own rice. The police, they are having rice bag every month. We have these prisoners. Every month, government is spending huge money. Why can't they go and fetch their own land and start produce? If you don't say you don't count tractors, give them the tractor. And most of the institutions, and they are professional institutions. When we talk about the military, now professional institutions, and the way they get all kind of engineers. They will do all the roads. They will do bridges. They will make farm. They will do boko thing. Well, perhaps the conducive environment or the material or the follow they do.
The environment not conducive?
Well, perhaps what I mean financially, logistic involved.
So we are stuck.
Well,
well, am I over to you quickly?
Yeah,
I mean food security.
Yes, President talk about food security, job creation, human capital development.
How can you achieve them stuff there?
There is possibility to be achieved, but as it is, we'll never achieve that. But I want to say one good thing among all other things. One area would be if you say the president succeed in a key area, the passing of the Gender Equality Act or bill, right, into law because the act. That one was a success because something we practical, something we you don't do, we it don't happen. Where you see, you know, abstract. You understand? So, and I live in the world of dreams and imaginations, right? Something with concrete, right? You see, it has been passed the parliament, and it's about 30.01% in terms of achievement. You understand? If you look at members of parliament, you understand, for women, you get a large number of women. All put together is about 30.0% or 30.01%. You understand? And that is an achievement, right? Now, when you come to other areas, for example, the area of employment.
But again, back a practical, a visible at the parliament also where you see that percentage of women did than just maybe passing of the bill?
No, we get right now after this 2023 elections, right? The percentage of women at parliament is about 30. Yes, 30%. Out of 100, is it? Yes, people that will contest the elections. Understand? You get about, say the target was 30%, right? Now they're able to achieve that. right? So in all other things.
Because I get problem, then they also
Yes.
give it with maybe even political party.
Yeah.
Let me say themselves supposed to get the same
No, now
quota day.
Now two political parties.
I know.
Because,
I talk about like other political parties also,
No,
because not only in Parliament and maybe other places also.
well, me,
So
just-
women are going to
yeah.
be visible in taking up leadership
Yes,
positions.
you know, only limited na Parliament. But if you look at Parliament in general,
Okay.
right, there was this saying that therefore you will get a quota of about.
So that's one good
30%.
practical side with the president
Yes,
work.
yes.
Okay.
But if you check other ministries, you understand, because ministries also involved in terms of employment and other things. You know, all that's tangible. You know, all that tangible. That's how you understand. But Parliament, it's a success. That's,
Okay.
I'm going to assert that, right?
Right.
Now, if you look at the area of employment, of
Yeah.
course, you know, say we don't get this talk about employment. A lot of, far back from 2018, when the government came up power,
Yeah.
there was this promise of employment, you understand? And we face a lot of challenges. It has not happened,
Okay.
you understand? Then also, even when we talk in terms of teachers being employed, you understand? Nurses being employed. The president in his speech, is limited to the 6th parliament, the
Okay.
2nd session, or let me just say the 6th parliament.
6th parliament.
Meaning that the first for 2023, the parliament, you understand? There are a lot of things included there we're not necessary. And there are a lot of things with people in the talk we're not necessary.
Like waiting and so.
For example, if we talk about employment, we talk about, say, for example, nursing, we talk about teachers, you understand? We don't talk about the president in success from 2018.
Okay.
You understand? Because this speech is about the 6th parliament. You understand? And the 6th parliament, you don't do the first, do that the first year. Now, the second year, we did do so now.
Yeah.
You understand? So when you bring the issues then they, right, in terms of teachers, you understand, PIN code, this, that. If we look at this 1 year, because the teachers then, they don't add the number, you understand? Even before, I've been a teacher, I teach for over a decade.
All right.
You understand? So during that period, you get a lot of other, this battle has been for a very long, remember when we talk about ghost teachers. To say this man, later, APC come, then the
So
minister
Barry.
come, where he say, until you get this, all the issues then,
Before you-
right?
yeah.
Now, when you look at the situation, people that will be known from that period, they will not be get PIN code. Because when you go for teach, you understand, not all man they just get PIN code. You get some, they take years without having PIN code. So all they can harmonize them, you understand, with some get PIN code, right?
Okay.
But in terms of, it's good, but in terms of employment, you need to lay your achievement now on something we don't pass. You understand? Because you can't gain it twice.
All right.
Right. So now 1 area than day. Now the promise we say is it about 500,000 jobs,
Yeah,
right?
500,000
And the
jobs.
president, that 500,000 jobs, me no say the civil government that the highest provider
Employer.
for jobs. You understand? But the president in the previous speech then to this particular term,
Yeah.
even in the first session, you
Yeah.
understand? They talk about relying on the private sector. So when you rely on the private sector, you understand? Now, it's like a dream. Say the private sector will be able to create the job here for you.
Yeah.
You don't create the platform, you understand? Where it's possible say this can be created, the 500,000 jobs, you understand? But you rely on those companies. It can happen.
The foundation or the
The foundation only.
Okay.
Because it can be, let's say for example, like how we get companies like London mining, for example, you understand? Let's say that within this period, we also get companies that we don't collapse as a result of taxation and other things.
Yeah.
And governments will rely on their side and so the area and the abstract, tangible.
All right.
You understand? So we're not for actually depend on that. On human capital development, right? You also look at the aspect of education. The government is pushing, but again, I like to see tangible things. Tangible things. Let's say, for example, Momo gets all in weaknesses. But there are certain things you point at. You point at College of Medicine.
Okay.
You understand? You go point at law school. You understand? You point at paramedical lab, school of hygiene. You understand? These are tangible things. So, in as much as the government is pushing, we look forward for the government to redouble the efforts.
Okay.
The need for redouble effort for make sure we realize them. You understand? Also, you talk about
Well, transformation, food security, human capital
and food
development.
security. When you talk
health,
about food security,
infrastructure also.
one leader that Africa we always get respect for, that's Samori Toure.
Okay.
Me as somebody who read history, teach history, lecture history, you understand? Samori Toure during period, and the strongest challenge to the French. And during the period, now in the first person we get the initiative of food security.
Okay.
Food security makes sure say every town gets a farm, every village gets a farm. You understand?
Yeah.
Every area where people in there get a farm. Then they produce, then keep. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's able for sustainability. The president talk about the military, you understand? Where they bring them come in agriculture, you understand? We want to see that being done. Probably the process don't start, right? And you talk about a lot of things where like machineries, you understand? Yes, we want to see the machineries. Because when we see them, you understand, it will be realized. Just like we talk generally about governments, there was an issue about the bills passed in Parliament, you understand? Sundu, they blame the, let's say, the other institutions them, you understand? Yes, we can blame them. But Mickey always say, governments, now like generator or a car, are made up of different parts. You understand? Say, for example, a generator, it need oil, right? It need plugs, right? It need fuel. Let's just name them 3 a day. If one not day, one need to work effective, it cannot work. And government are a whole. Whether it's the legislature, just like we bills go to Parliament, so they see the crisis should happen. Government, prior, when you do in the contest elections, you get manifesto. And when you take power, your objective is to transform your manifesto into policies and you implement them. You understand? So as a result, government will get in own policy, take on a Parliament, you understand? If we're there, that make they call lobby, the Parliament is a lobby. They even lobby the opposition for give support to that particular building, you understand? So that's all incident there. Now we go still point all the
things. We're going to talk about infrastructure. We'll get about 10 more minutes, but quickly, I just read a few messages on Facebook. Salivu says, AYVY always Sundu, he's CSO, but well, Sundu goes about the SLPP CSO. We need people like Melvin, Honorable Bami, Thomas Dixon, and many more. Alo Man contents a big respect to you, Mr. Bass. Zainab Terali says, good job, Bass. Thanks so much for the show. Fode Mustafa Touré says, civil society is not there to sing praise of government, but to champion. Well, get disturbance right here. Okay. Now again about infrastructure, because one of the how they talk so before the cancer, there was a problem about what blackout did is being told the area about MCC money way, not even coming we every say build on infrastructure. What's he going to say about infrastructure inside? And I think an argument was there that this president don't do more infrastructure than other presidents.
Well, so. I don't wonder the understanding about infrastructure.
Okay.
Right.
Because what are you understanding about that?
When you talk about infrastructure, now the mechanism or the situation where they make certain things possible in the sense that it will be concrete.
Okay.
You understand? Say for example, electricity. We no say, let's say like APC Taylor say they charge more on electricity. But again, you look at the electricity within GUI was not sustainable. You understand? The foundation was not there.
Okay.
You understand? And when that happened is a very serious problem. We look at the car powership, where the APC be carried, although they not be user. You understand? But there was heavy criticism against that particular which is because you can't take that as an infrastructure. Even if you give light 24 hours, not to infrastructure. Because anything can happen, you understand? And when it happen, there will be total.
And we have $1 million of debt.
Debt on debt, you understand? Yeah. And this was something criticized by the government, you understand? At the end of the day, because I remember that they call it cosmetic electricity during the time of Anescoma, you understand? So this same cosmetic electricity, right, why we grip her with open hands, you understand? And the infrastructures are not there. Let's say, for example, a lot of, World Bank not get a lot of money, millions of dollars, you understand, for support, for example, electricity accessibility, you understand? And of course, we see governments go, all NTRs to the top for the past, you understand? Not even within this sixth parliament, you understand? So you look at all that, the speed at which they get blackout. Some people they get some certain communities or certain areas, right? They take weeks without it. You can't call that infrastructure. You understand? So that make us I wonder the understanding of an infrastructure. You understand? You can even get a building. Infrastructure by engineers say you put up a building. You understand? But you get the thing the way they make, right, possible the desire of what people they want. So, for example, you can even say network system, you understand? All these things that challenges them. So we expect, say, whatever government, I always say, I have never been impressed with any political leader since independence. That's my own. Whether it's from the APC, whether
so
it's
even you talk with the president, and say, one of the people who don't build more infrastructure to you, is it true or not?
To me, I question that. What are the infrastructure?
So what about you? Talk about infrastructure. President build the best out of all the other ones.
Well, you see, I always say, make I say this to we family. Civil society, we not to the mouth speak of government or for talk for government, but we na advocate on behalf of the people. So if I can't sit down now, they begin shower praise on how the past governments don't do this and this not do this, then I'm not doing my job. I'm doing my job because I'm fit to do what I'm doing. Now, let me come to me brother mention about now the energy sector. By the statistics, the last government then say 15.5%. This government don't can say 35.5%.
So the last government MBO compared to this government we
well, it talks say the car power ship. We begin see the car power ship they operate. The day we the election 2018 election come, we see all things go past and go into negotiation. So for me, it's not sustainable. Wait till they talk now. Let we talk about sustainable issues. And why Solomon Sundu? Because Solomon Sundu, they talk about things them way they talk and they happen. I know they can't sit down and praise government because government but government do good, right? I will talk the good part. And when we advocate, now we for talk say they don't do well. So for infrastructure we talk about, but we don't see Lungi Airport. If my brother they make mention, we don't see the old airport. Now they send money within this West Africa region. Ghana then do their own perfectly. We see how we be there. But this we don't see this one now. You know the PPP, you know, business way this government bring come is so important now any country that we need private sector. Government alone cannot employ people. When we talk about employment, I agree you need for open the conducive environment. That's what government is doing. You need for do waiting you supposed for do for encourage investor. That is to say make your country stable. You need for make you economic zone like what we about other companies that want for come. May then they be clear. But if we talk about infrastructure, but I see like Lombiwadi, one of the biggest hospitals, I don't see them. Recently, they don't go open them. When they talk about, you know, transformation, like the bus system, where me and you know bus London, where you don't see, now you don't begin kaya. But we're not saying not happen yet. I'm just saying, they work a fine bus system. No, when they talk about recent, you don't talk we talk about recent. We talk about recent, we talk about outcoming.
President with huge infrastructure.
Where you see, you talk about Momo, now you say, let's see the way tangible. President Bio, you don't talk about Momo, say, he left the medical school of commerce, you left this. That is good. These are governance in continuity. That is what I'm saying.
Even the Lumley
they don't start from the last government. They don't start. So what we saying? No, nobody's man though accuse me one thing say he said the Lumley like the bridge. No, on program he said I mean follow the program, but behind the scene, I'm just saying they work a fine bosses all the same. We all don't see say practice. No, we need to compare. We're not there yet. 100 miles start with a stepping stone. For now,
how many work fine buses?
For now, they say we get 50 of them.
We'll never get more than 50 buses.
What we are saying, when they talk about the transport system in Freetown, where for today, a lot of citizens, where we know from Lumley to waiting for over years, it was there, not get me wrong, but you don't say after the war, you understand, for we see them system, that now it don't begin for camp. So, that transformation, now that we need, we don't need that always to then you talk again about the educational system. But me, you know, we will give scholarship to Pekin and this waiting for just 30 Leone. Pekin they drop out of school. Now teacher, it can prove me right now. The space don't open.
Stop that
the
side.
space don't open for. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the fees. The fees now you can go to school except otherwise. The teachers, I'm coming, sir. We are talking about how the government should improve. You understand? That is it. 35, not 25 or 25. But people were dropping. People were
90,000 for GSS.
People were dropping out of school for that.
Right now,
people
it is challenging.
Now it's better if you go
to private schools. They decide to pay over 20 billion.
It's choice. Before Lebanese school was there, other schools were there. And now that's the poor man. We want to let you Pekin be like Marcos. You can go school now. You can say potato leave.
Thank you.
another person.
always
So
been there.
it has been like, for me,
From
believe me,
presidents.
look like the onion. We don't go to this market,
But
this
this
BNT.
matters, Abi. Onions, they produce onions na salon before.
No,
You
at the
talk-
cap,
you
at the
make
cap,
one
at the
statement
cap, at the cap,
say,
it's
we don't
talking about
give for
price
producer.
rates.
That is
This now,
policy.
this onion,
afraid.
with about 30,000,
We have always said that.
tradi. Now you
Not
don't
what Tradi. There was a time when onion short.
Well, you see,
when
short.
short, you go up.
So that is to say,
No,
we
we
need to
don't get for
produce
onions.
our own. So
What
that
do we get?
production
So
will
we
need.
start
So
producing.
we don't know how those
All right.
start. Now
Okay.
you want to talk
We
about.
don't
So
get for
Marcus,
onions.
these are the things. Thank you very
They are
much.
not
So these
onions.
are the
Don't
things
get-
to
don't get
put
the
our government on
All
their
right,
toes
guys,
to do,
thank you
Marcus.
very
That's
much.
very good.
Thank you,
So I'm
thank
not
you.
going to say Mama did this or
At
this
the-
did
at the end
that,
of the
but
day-
it's
At the end of
continuity.
the day, the
So
audience, they are
President,
question you.
no, it's not me.
It-
They are
not
questioning you and I because
See,
we have
that's
question.
a
Yeah, no,
That's
you-
a good
nobody-
anyway.
no, it's-
Anyway.
So it means that I was
it's
doing
okay.
Your
good.
name.
Why me all the time?
That's-
Because
yes.
when I
No,
talk
a civil
about
society
property, I will
activist.
never.
A civil
That
society
I will never call it wrong.
Okay.
It has never been.
I
Don't
think
recommend.
we're not going to
So
end
it's-
this now. We're not going to end this now. We'll take plenty of
So
time.
I gotta know where I'm coming from. He
Thank you very
knows
much
where
for
he's-
it.
I know where he's coming
Come,
from.
so at least time not enough again. We appreciate that.